Hi, my name is Faheemah, and I'm currently a Communications and Outreach Coordinator at Caltrans. So what I do there is that I work within the communications office, where I kind of consult, advise, and guide our internal customers on the best way to communicate their message. And I really feel like this role is accumulation of all the roles I've ever done because it's taking bits and pieces from everything I've done and putting it into that one bucket, and that bucket is Caltrans. So I remember I was a freshman at San Francisco State University and I was studying computer science. I was really struggling, to be honest, because due to COVID-19, all of my classes were online and I really felt like I was having a harder time studying because I'm someone who is a visual learner and I preferred in person way more than online. I reached out to my best friend who was currently working at DevMission at that time, and she referred me to the pre-apprenticeship program. I quickly learned that this was going to be the next best opportunity for me because not only were they providing basic CS skills, but they were also helping us find job opportunities. They were taking us to site visits like Dolby, YouTube. We were not only learning software skills, but also hardware skills. So it was just everything that I was craving and looking for that I wasn't receiving at school. As a kid, my mom would run around the house chasing me with her 2000 Sony camcorder, capturing all of my special childhood memories. And I really feel like it was my mom who instilled that dash of creativity and that passion for it in me because ever since then, I've been doing so many video projects and creative work. Yeah, so after completing DevMission's pre-apprenticeship program, I ended up doing the social media intern position, and this was honestly the funnest position I have done to date. I had the best time as the social media intern for DevMission. What I would mainly do was create TikToks and Reels for DevMission all day long whenever I was there, and I felt like it kind of felt like it was my first job experience, even though it was an internship because I was there for a year. But I felt like I learned so much. I felt like I was able to become more confident in front of the camera. I felt like I made so many more connections. Everything that I wasn't receiving at school or in other opportunities, I gained that at the social media intern position at DevMission. I felt like I was entering the building with a smile and leaving with a smile. And one of my biggest achievements at DevMission was that from all the videos that I had created, the total amount of views that we had gotten was 562,000. And I still remember that number because I'm so proud of it. So it was definitely a pivoting point for me. Because of this position, I felt like I realized that I could actually have a career in something that I was passionate about, and I could also benefit others while doing so. After DevMission's social media intern position, I went on to become Stepsky Foundation's communications intern. At this position, I felt like I was able to present the grantees' story in a way that no one ever had. And because I was storytelling other grantees' stories, I felt like I was also figuring out who I was as a person. I was figuring out what my identity was, who I wanted to become in the future. So the moment that I felt like I'm really where I am at, where I want to be in life, is when it was my 3 or 4 month probation report. And I was talking to my manager, and she was basically giving me like a list of things that I was doing great at and things I wasn't doing great at. And what's crazy is that everything she listed, she was like, "Faheemah, you're doing great. I don't really have feedback for you." And that was surprising for me because I come from some internships where I didn't have the great experience, where I didn't have the great managers. I felt like I wasn't able to be my best self. And I feel like at this spot, because I came in with so many skill sets and experience from previous experiences, I was able to do my best work. So I'm really proud of where I am currently. Yeah, so I feel like the current work that I do now is really just a culmination of all the experiences that I've had in the past. And I've had 3 notable experiences that have led me to Caltrans. The first one was when I was at the Muslim Student Association at San Francisco State University. I felt like I put in a lot of hard work there to really market the organization so that we could get more community support because it was quite a small organization, but by the time I had left, we had more than 100 plus members. My second notable experience definitely has to be DevMission because when I was their social media intern, I was able to market their programs, and I felt like not only was I able to showcase the amazing programs that they had to offer, but I was also having so much fun creating the TikToks and the Reels for them, and I was learning so much when it came to social media and creative work. And my most recent third notable experience for Caltrans was being a communications intern for Stepsky Foundation. And at this experience, I really feel like I found out who I was from there. I figured out like who my identity was, what I wanted to do moving forward. Because of these 3 experiences, I was able to really narrow down what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, and that was creative work in communications. I had a very untraditional path to tech. I started off as a computer science major and my current role is communications. And you might be wondering, why is the mission spotlighting you if you're not even in the tech field? And I want to tell you that there is so much more to tech than computer science. I feel like not having a traditional path is one of the best things you can do, actually, because it makes you so much more unique if admirable. The fact that you had to go through so many things to become the person that you are and to follow the path that you had to, I feel like that makes you stand out. Your experiences and your skill set are what make you valuable.